Great. Hi, Jack. Thanks so much for joining, and thanks so much for agreeing to speak at next week's summit. You're head of Ocado Ads. That's the retail media network of Ocado. That's the UK's largest e-com platform, but also now a global player in the world of home delivered grocery shopping. Can you tell us a little bit about that role, Jack, and what it entails?
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, so as head of Ocado Ads, I guess my responsibility is around building, market-leading retail media and retail data solutions to our advertiser partners. So in the context of being a retailer and being an in-house retail media network, that is our suppliers, but also thinking about how we partner with media agencies in the UK as well. So when we think about our retail media network, we're always trying to concurrently achieve three separate objectives. We're looking to deliver commercial outcome from an Ocado perspective, or an important part of the P&L. But we're also thinking about delivering value to our suppliers and advertiser partners, all in the context of delivering brilliant customer experience. And from my perspective, that's what I see our North Star of, is how we can achieve those three objectives concurrently. That's sort of the role I play. And our team sits within our commercial function, but we also collaborate very closely with our contacts in customer, in technology, and also our shared stakeholders in M&S and Ocado Group as well.
No, that's brilliant, Jack. What were you doing beforehand to land that role?
Yeah, so I guess we have a bit of a shared background in a little company called dunnhumby. So I guess I started my career actually working at Sakana, what was IRI, and then I moved to dunnhumby. So I've always worked in roles that were the intersection of how suppliers worked with retailers. I guess my time at dunnhumby, where I spent the bulk of my career, worked a lot on how we monetize club card data, was working a lot on data insights, working closely with Tesco and a lot of their supplier partners. And although I come from a data and insight background, it's interesting when we think about retail media as of today, there's been a real convergence of both retail media, but also the data and the insight that powers that. So I think my background, coming from a data and insights background, actually has been really interesting, is why I've fallen into retail media. I joined Ocado about 3 years ago, and I started leading our Beat business, which is our shopper insights platform that we provide to our suppliers. And then about 18 months, 2 years ago, took on the expanded remit of retail media. And it's been a bit of a wild ride, given how quickly the industry is moving, but also it's been fantastic knowing that the appetite at Ocado to change and to innovate has been fantastic. So absolutely loving it. It's challenging, it's difficult, but yeah, it's all very fulfilling.
Oh, that's brilliant. You said it yourself, but you are seen as one of the leaders and innovators in the fast-growing retail media space. What are some of the things that are, going well, or you're particularly pleased about?
Yeah, I think innovation, just to make a more general point on innovation, it's sort of baked into the history of Ocado as a retailer. We've really disrupted the grocery market since our inception in the early 2000s, and I think being disruptive and having that disruptor mindset has been something that served the Ocado business really well, and it's something we want to bring into our retail media business as well. So where we can be very different versus our competition is mostly linked to our operating model. So we are online only, we're online first, and what that means is we can be a lot more agile. We can think differently about how to do things. We're not constrained by the complexities of a bricks and mortar retail media operation. And actually, if you twin that with there being this culture of innovation and test and learn, it means that we can do stuff very differently. So if I take one example of that, would be our work on audience data sharing, which I will definitely touch upon at Retail Media Summit next week. We have amazing first-party data. It's 100% complete. We don't rely on loyalty cards, which means we have this amazing, rich data set, which we're looking to build new self-serve capabilities to allow both agencies but also brands to be able to leverage the data in the way they see fit, but also for them to be able to push advertising and activation in a really flexible way. We feel we can really play a leading role there.
Great. Now, I'm sure there'll be a lot of interest in that. And listen, it wouldn't be retail media if it wasn't without its challenges. So, what are some of the things that are, well, apart from the fact that you've just had a newborn baby, and congratulations on that. But I was going to say, what are some of the things that are keeping you awake at night?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. It's both that and retail media, isn't it? So yeah, I think from a professional standpoint, and I've certainly got more time to think about this overnight than I did in the past. But I think for me, and I sort of touched upon it when we think about those three concurrent objectives around Ocado, customer and supplier or advertiser. Being able to achieve those three things requires quite a lot of effort, not just within our team and a single function, but also how you fit in and work with the rest of the business. And I think when we're working with pace and we're looking to do stuff differently and looking to align our retail media business with the needs of the market, actually, it's not something we can do as a single group person team. It's something that we need to have collaboration across our retail business on. I know every retail media network has that challenge, whether they're in-house or as a third party representing a retailer. But it's something that, you can't move with pace and really deliver that without achieving that. So how we work with our colleagues in the customer and marketing team, how we work with technology and insight as well. These are all things that need to be true in order to deliver that change. And if we can get that right, I think we can work with a lot of pace, which is what we want to be doing.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thanks for sharing. And I know that you've recently relaunched Ocado Ads. I would imagine that's something that you'll be telling us a little bit about. Are there any other sort of key themes or topics that we should be listening out for?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Ocado's had a retail media business since we started. So, this has been a key part, and we've been doing digital retail media at scale before any other retailer in the grocery retailer within the UK. So, when we were thinking about launching Ocado Ads, which we did so in September, it is not just the new stuff I will be touching upon, which is new ways to test and learn with us, our audience capabilities from a self-serve perspective. We've got new technology and platforms that make things easier, but it's also to create that platform for us to be loud and proud about the value we've been providing to our advertiser partners, our suppliers, for a number of years. So at the summit, I'll be sort of taking the journey of retail media at Ocado, and then what we started to build off the back of it. And for me, there's some really key things that we will be hopefully famous for in the market. One is the flexibility point, which I've mentioned, having that blend of self-serve and managed service operating models. We want to take a lead from an audience data sharing perspective and take inspiration from other markets and also work with the right technology partners. And then finally, just creating new ways and opportunities for our brands to leverage our amazing data and our amazing and to talk to our amazing customers about their objectives. So yeah, there's a lot that Ocado Ads is, and we'll be taking the group through that next week.
No, that's fantastic. There's going to be a lot of interest, and we really appreciate you taking the time out of a very busy professional and domestic schedule, and look forward to hosting you next week, Jack. Thanks so much.
Absolute pleasure. Look forward to it.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks.